All right, what's going on, guys? It's Zook here. This is how I'm going to be trading the week of June 8th to the 12th, 2026. I'm going to show you guys what I have marked out on my my higher time frame, my weekly, monthly, just some like potential scenarios that I'm like looking at and what I'm expecting on the higher time frame. And then at the end, we're going to go through the news. I'm going to tell you guys how I'm approaching every single day, day by day. So let's get right into this. So as you can see right here, insane daily candle on the Friday. How many points was this? Yeah, literally like 1,600 points in the total size of that candle. Absolutely insane dump. So yeah, we're gonna break down into everything. Starting off on the monthly, I have this monthly bullish gap marked out. If you guys remember, in March we tapped into that monthly gap. We actually ended up forming another monthly gap right here. So this could be a potential area if price wants to keep retracing, that we do see price, flush towards on the higher time frame. Like that would line up pretty well with equilibrium. But who knows when that's going to happen. But anyway, going down to the weekly, we could see again very strong weekly bearish close, and we do have some weekly lows right here. We also have previous week's low, we have previous week's high and all-time high, and then we have this very small weekly fair value gap, and then again that monthly gap. So if you see here, we actually did mitigate this weekly gap already. You can see we slightly wicked into it, but this could be an area that I'm watching once again for price to manipulate into. So I'll show you guys again what I have marked out really quick. I have previous week's high, which is all-time high. I have this daily high right here, and then I have previous week's low. I have this weekly low right here, which is at 28,663. And then this here is all a weekly gap, but I have marked out within it this small daily gap. And then I have this weekly gap and the monthly gap. So like there's just gaps everywhere. Like it's pretty standard. You don't have to mark it all exactly. You could just mark this as like one big area. You know what I mean? So going over to ES, it's pretty much the exact same scenario. You could see insane bearish close on the weekly, on the daily, on Friday, all that stuff like that. So again, pretty much the exact same scenario. But what do we see here? We have this kind of like low resistance liquidity built up here, resting above again this weekly gap. Again, we did slightly mitigate this already, but this could be an area that I'm watching for and seeing how price is going to react off it this week. So basically, I'm going to really be paying attention at the start of the week what price wants to do. Like I said, we have this low and this daily low. I guess you could actually mark this as well. It's kind of the same thing that ES has. We have like these two daily lows resting right where price currently is right now. So ideally, I kind of want to see price manipulate lower, tap back into this like weekly gap, these lumped up gaps, take out these lows, tap into this here, and then kind of just go from there and see what price wants to do. That's my main scenario, what I'm expecting price to do. I want to see price flush this out, maybe tap into here and then go from there. So if we start getting displacement from there, then we might see a move back up to, rebalance this leg to the upside. Because you can see we just left 4-hour gaps. We just literally dumped. We had no retrace. We literally had zero retrace on this whole leg down. So what I really would ideally like to see at the beginning of the week, I want to see price manipulate down, come down, take out these lows because they're literally right here, come down, tap into that weekly gap, and then see what price wants to do from there. If we start getting displacement up, then I want to see price rebalance this leg and then kind of like reassess from there and see what price wants to do from there. Scenario number 2, if price manipulates down first and we start trading through, then I want to be looking for price to trade into that monthly fair value gap, and then the same scenario from there. We kind of just wait for price to tap that monthly and then reassess. If we displace higher from there, we can long. Otherwise, we see price just continue to flush lower. But that's my scenarios if price wants to manipulate lower first. Now, if market opens up on Sunday night, and we have a gap up overnight, or so something, something happens, because something always happens when the market's closed and then we get the gap up. So if we start gapping up, what I'm going to be doing is watching for price to react off these like 4-hour gaps right here. So we have this gap, this gap, this gap, kind of just lump them together and kind of just use this as an area for guidance and use it as a condition. So if price trades into this could be a potential area that sends price back lower. Or if we come up, miraculously we come up, we gap up overnight, we start getting bullish again, bullish sentiment, then that would be the area to be looking for to push price higher. Now, personally for me, I'm thinking we get manipulation lower first, just because that's what the chart is telling me. Like if I look at the chart right now, do you think we're going to go lower or higher? Like we're probably going to continue lower. We have low resistance liquidity on the higher time frame resting above, this weekly gap, this daily gap, whatever you want to say here. So again, these are my scenarios. If market opens up and we start moving lower, I want to see price take all this low resistance liquidity on the higher time frame out. I want to see it tap into this weekly gap, daily gap, whatever, and then I want to see how price reacts and just go from there. If price shows signs that it clearly wants to push higher, then I want to see price come up and like retrace the equilibrium and then kind of reassess from there into those stacked up 4-hour gaps, right? But if price comes down and it just keeps displacing lower, then I want to be potentially seeking continuation shorts down into this monthly gap, because, you know, eventually it wants to get rebalanced. And if we clearly show displacement bearish and we are really showing bearish sentiment, that's going to be the higher time frame spot, because that is also lined up with that higher time frame equilibrium, which I showed you guys. So that's my bearish scenario. If price opens up bearish, I want to see price flush this out and then see how it reacts. If we get legs up, we look for longs. If we displace through it, we're going to be looking for shorts into that monthly gap. But again, if we get a gap up over the weekend or something, you know, you never know what happens. Then I want to be using these kind of 4-hour gaps here as a condition. If we pull back in equilibrium and we respect them, you know, we could look for lower. But if we trade through them, then the sentiment changes, we're going to be looking back to all-time highs. So those are my scenarios. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. Again, ideal scenario, we get a flush lower and then kind of just go from there. Either that sends price back up, or we just continue to displace lower and we look for that monthly gap. That's my ideal scenario. It just because, like, looking at it visually, that's just what it looks like. Like, that's what I would prefer to see personally. But it's going to depend on what happens. Make sure you pay attention to Twitter, what's going on over the weekend, if there's any news releases or anything like that, because that's where you find out about these gap ups and stuff like that. So let's go through the news day by day. I don't think there's much news this week, but starting off on Monday, just give me 1 second, then we get into it. All right, so starting off on Monday, we have a no news Monday. I will be trading personally, probably just looking for a winning day, because this is CPI week, and sometimes the Monday before CPI is a little bit slow. But I'm not someone who just skips the day. Like, I still trade it. I'll just be personally just probably looking to secure like a winning day or something like that. Just go lighter on the risk. Tuesday, we do have some yellow folder, but like no actual news. Same thing. I'll still be trading, but nothing like I'm not throwing down heavy risk that day, but I'll still be trading, of course. Wednesday, CPI. This will be a normal trading day. Hopefully, we get a data wick to trade towards, and the CPI candles open, and hopefully CPI actually does something, because last CPI, I think it was last CPI literally did nothing, but usually brings in good volatility. This would be a normal trading day for me. Going over to Thursday, PPI 830 is just like a less volatile version of CPI, but this will be a normal trading day for me. And then Friday, just some orange folder at 10 a.m. This is going to be like normal, nothing to worry about. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, simple week. We'll see what we get. Make sure to keep updated on Twitter. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at this week, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.